Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner, okay? And I am here to say hello, happy Tuesday. Y'all want some tequila, some tacos? Not enough teas, okay? Because I don't have any teas for anybody on here, okay? However, okay, it is a whole Tuesday. It is a whole warm day and whatnot. And yes, I am live 2 days in a row, okay? Girl, I'm so proud of myself for going live 2 days in a row or whatever. And I said I'm going to find some things to discuss. And that is why we have a little simple thumbnail, okay? And I had the hardest time, okay, with Mama D and Cameron. Okay, those were I'm like, how was it harder to find a good picture of Mama D and Cameron? And I was easily finding pictures of Carl Crawford, okay? And he just Evan baby daddy. Anyway. I hope y'all are having a good time today. I hope y'all Tuesday went well and whatnot. Like I am here. Hi. Okay. Hello to the peoples or whatever. I'm like, should I cut my ear on? I'm not hot, but I'm like, it was hot today. It was like 90 degrees and whatever. Luckily, my job was very much so air conditioned, but I don't have nothing on at home. And I'm like, it's a bit, it's a bit stuffy. Should I cut my ear on? I'm gonna leave it on. I'm gonna cut on it tonight because I want to sleep and be cool. I don't care about sitting here, get the fan blowing. Anyway, okay. How is y'all doing? Okay, y'all know we were live yesterday, so if you have not watched yesterday's live, go watch that. Okay, I did do Housewives of Atlanta. If you have not watched that, go watch that. Okay, and then today we're getting into a few things, some foolishness and some hot topics around here, okay? I'm my girl. Look on social media, grab what you have to grab, and come have a chit chat with your friends, your JayBirds, the people's around here. Anyway, I hope y'all had a good Tuesday. I had a great day at work. It was a great day today. It was real easy and chill or whatever, okay? Things are slowing down a bit, okay? The aggravation of my promotion is kind of like, okay, I can handle it. I don't have to cuss nobody out today, but I digress. You like my shirt? I'm gonna make them squirm. I couldn't throw in no sweatshirt because it's too hot for sweatshirts. I said, girl, get you your other shirts. Go. All the sweatshirts and hoodies is in one closet. Go to the other closet. Go to the t-shirt closet. Okay, I go to the t-shirt closet. Anyway, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, okay? Share the video and stuff like that. Share, like, comment, share, and all of that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Good time will be had by all. Okay. Look, Lynn G said, oh, she was on time. I was on time too. I was on time-ish. Okay, because I told y'all supposed to beat me here. Okay, I'm supposed to pull up and y'all already should be here. Okay, y'all be late, not me. It don't be me to be late. It be y'all. I'm just saying. It be y'all, not me. Look, smile. Smile and said, "Look, I don't know what's going on. I don't either. I pulled stuff. Did not fully read things. It's gonna be a good time today." Because it's all foolishness, and then I'm going to go over the crazy stuff in the news or whatever, because I forgot to do those separate. Okay, so we're gonna go through all of this together. Tony Renee called it, yep, live and in color, live in color. Okay, okay. So hello to y'all, hello to people, hello. So look, if I cut my air on, I'm gonna put it on 62. Okay, 62. I don't. I sleep with the air on 60. In between 62 and 64. 72. That's warm. Anyway, but yeah, hi to y'all and stuff. Good time, good time. Now, look, we is not gonna have a 3-hour tour today. How we had yesterday. Okay, I can't do 2 lives back to back for 3 hours. Okay, I don't want to do that today. Okay, so just saying. But if you're watching live, welcome, thank you. If you're watching the replay, thank you too. Okay, we love it all. Okay, but anyway, now see how y'all know I talk too damn much. Okay, y'all know I talk too damn much. So we might get the 2. I can possibly hit y'all with a 2. Not no 3 though. Ain't no 3. Not around here. Not around here, partner. Anyway, and stuff. I heard if your piece was banned from court. Diddy and his, I almost wish. Okay, I almost wish that Diddy did not have Fed charges, because if Diddy did not have Fed charges, this could be a televised court case. The worst thing that could have happened was for this to be a Fed case, because ain't no cameras in there. We can't see the foolishness. But I said, child, they around here acting crazy for no damn reason. But let's get into the topic. If I sit here and talk for 20 damn minutes, and don't get to share my screen and stuff, that's how we end up being here for 3 hours, and we on an island like Gilligan. Okay, and we don't want to be on Gilligan's Island. Not today. Okay, now look. Y'all like my moving back? Y'all know my background moves. It's a moving background. It's a moving back. If y'all was high, it would probably be like, oh my God, is the screen moving? Yes, it is. Anyway. Like purple? I do too. Thank you. I like purple. I like bright colors. I'm a bright color girl. Okay. Let's see. Where do I want? Well, let's start with the foolishness conversations. Okay. Sorry, y'all. So I seen this last week, and I just forgot to talk about it. Okay. Maryland lady coming back from Disney World, Disneyland, okay, on the little plane, and the little boy was like, hey, Miss Peggy, you fat lady, okay, a little kid or kid within whatever, was up here calling her fat and stuff like that, and she got pissed, and so she beat up the little kid. Now, first of all, I feel like, was it her kid? Let me Google her name, because a part of me feel like this had to have been her child. Because on what planet can anybody beat up someone else's kid and not get their ass beat first? Because if you put your hands on my kid, bitch, you going to the doctor. Okay, call the people. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, first of all, the kid, he was probably a little ruler kid and whatever, but I want to go back to it. Okay. It's probably a little ruler child who don't know how to behave, okay, and like calling fat people fat and stuff like that. But sometimes that can get you beat up. Now, nobody should be around here beating up children because it's against the law. Okay, it's against the law. But she was like, "I'm gonna beat you up and stuff," and I said, "Girl, okay, but if you was my kid, I'm whooping your ass."
Christy Lee Crampton was set to be back home from her family's Disney World vacation. Instead, she made her first appearance in front of a Seminole County judge Tuesday, charged with felony child abuse.
I said, "Girl, look, felonies, court cases, prison time. I ain't got time for it."
Allegiant Flight 2885 to Hagerstown, Maryland was set to take off from Orlando Sanford International Airport just before 2 p.m. Monday. But according to this arrest report, Crampton and witnesses on the plane tell police the child called Crampton fat and Miss Piggy, telling her she couldn't fit in the airplane seat.
I mean, was she seated? Was she down now? What is going on? Because even if she was too fat for a seat, shut up, kid. Leave the fat lady alone.
That's when witnesses say Crampton began hitting the child with her fist and then hit him on the head with a water bottle. Then the report says she slammed the child's head into the airplane window.
Now, I said, who kid was it? Okay, whose child did she start punching with her fist, hit him with a bottle, and slam their head up? I said, child, it couldn't have been my kid. It couldn't have been my kid or any kid I knew, because why would you do that? Now, I kept saying, was it her kid? Because I don't understand how somebody else's kid is getting beat up and their parent ain't jump in. I've never gotten any clarification on who the kid was or where the kid parent was. But I'm like, a kid calling you fat don't mean you beat the kid up. You said you fat. You shut up. You talk about the child. Are their shoes dirty? Are their clothes dirty? Do they look poor? If you can call me fat, I can call you poor.
The child used his arms to cover his head. Airport police haven't said how old the child is, but Crampton told police the child was very rude and disrespectful during their trip to Disney, and that after the child called her fat, she took his phone away.
And again, if she took the kid's phone, was it her kid? Is she being charged for child abuse because she abused her own child? Because again, how you abuse someone else's kid on the airplane like that and not get your ass? Because child, she don't have no black eyes, no busted lip, nothing.
She claims he then pushed her arm off the armrest twice, and that's when she began smacking him. But police and witnesses say she went beyond typical disciplinary actions. One witness saying the woman was not correcting the child, she was abusing him. Christy Lee Crampton was set to be back home from her.
So I still wonder, who kid did she abuse? Why wasn't her ass beat by said parent? And if it was her kid, is the kid now in like child protective services? Is the kid in foster care? Because you beat up your own kid on the airplane, you a bad mom. And if it's your kid on you fat, what's the big? Look, I don't even. You can't abuse children, but you can cuss a child out. If a kid want to call you fat, your mama fat, your daddy fat, y'all poor. Y'all in first class, but you can't afford a seat. It was a donation from the GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? I would just go off and talk cash shit. Look, wait, how old is the kid? Because I be like, Santa Claus ain't real. The Tooth Fairy's fake. There's a ruin the child's childhood. Okay. If it's a young kid, scare them. Dinosaurs are going to come and eat you. Scare the kid away. I don't have to physically beat a kid up, for being mean and rude. I would be mean and rude back. Okay. All of it. Your mom sucks dick. I would just say the craziest things to one, frighten the kid, okay? And then if their parent complain, I say, your kid call me fat. Your kid call me fat, said I can't fit, call me Miss Piggy. Okay, so your kid want to play the dozens, so we gonna play the dozens. Your kid started it. What you want me to do? I can't hit your child. You not controlling them. I would ruin the child's childhood. I would tell the child, Google blue waffles. Okay, now don't y'all Google blue waffles, it's nasty. But I would ruin the. I would Google blue waffles myself and show the kid a nasty coochie. Okay, I would tell the kid to go Google and look at two girls, one cup. I would ruin the kid's life. Because if your kid is old enough to know to insult me, if your kid is old enough to know what it means that someone is too fat to fit in a seat, they're used to talking about fat people. Well, okay, let's get even. Santa Claus is fake. Okay, your mama and your daddy don't get a divorce. Okay, your mama wearing a wig. Okay, grandma didn't go to the farm. Grandma died. You know what I'm saying? I would ruin the child's mentally because your kid is round. You know what I'm saying? You have to get to be work. It's about being smarter with things, okay? Because I'm a firm believer. Don't put your hands on people's kids. Okay, all jokes aside, no one should put their hands on people's children. So if a kid wants to be mean and rude or whatever, just ruin their childhood. Okay, you have the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus. Okay, tell him that Dracula is real and gonna come eat him and suck the blood. And so, matter of fact, if the kid ever saw the mama's tampon in the trash can, your mama's a vampire. That's why she's bleeding. Okay, your mama gonna die. That's why you scared the shit out of the kid. Okay, but I'm just saying, no one should put their hands on kids. Don't be abusing the children. If kids have these rude, disrespectful mouths, there's a way to get back at them. Because you can call me Miss Piggy. Okay, I got you. And if we family, I'm gonna leave a Chucky doll in your closet with glowing eyes. And when you sleeping, I'm gonna have remote control that the eyes open, you think it's a demon. I'm gonna just ruin the kid's life because you should not be mean to adults. And if your kid is bold enough to tell an adult, you're too fat to fit in a seat. Hey, Miss Piggy, or whatever the kid said or whatever. Okay, cool. I got you. I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna ruin you. I bet you won't ever call someone fat again. And it's not just if they fat, if they're just being rude to adults. Oh, you're too tall. You're too short. Or you're whatever they're saying that's disrespectful to an adult. If I can't hit you, I'm gonna just say what I'm telling y'all. If you don't like someone, just mention to them. Google blue waffles. Okay, just mention to them, Google two girls, one cup. Ruin their minds, ruin their psyche. Okay, secretly ruin it. Matter of fact, look, if you don't like someone and they have young, if you don't like an adult and you can't beat up an adult, go to their house and tell their kids secrets. You was adopted. Your dad's not your dad. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like an adult and you can't get to the adult, ruin a child. Okay, just whisper, Santa Claus is fake. Your gifts are from Walmart. Okay, I'm just saying. There are ways to get at people it's not illegal. You're not physically touching anyone. Okay, and what can they do? I mean, Santa Claus, he ain't real. I didn't lie. I didn't lie. Your mama cut me off in the drive-through line. Your mama called me a bitch. Well, bitch, Santa Claus is fake. It ain't my fault you lie to your children, is what I would say. So sometimes leave people alone. Okay, leave people alone. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? There are ways to get back at people that it brings you pleasure, and you can't be arrested. I'm just saying. But this lady here, beating up a kid, hit him in the head and all that stuff. Now you in court fees. You can't fly no more. I know she on no fly list. If anybody is not, if anyone on this live has went to Google either blue waffles or two girls one cup, I'm telling y'all, don't do it. Just tell someone you don't like to do it. Okay, if your baby daddy ain't shit, tell them to Google it. Okay, if you don't like your boss, not your boss, you might get fired. If you don't like your girlfriend or whatever, go ahead. I'm telling you, you save that for someone who you don't like. Okay, and because I someone I someone told someone else to Google blue waffles, and my nose is like, well, let me Google it, and I think, wow, like, oh my god, okay. So I'm just saying, you save that, for people you don't like, okay, or when you wanted to, you just hey, okay. Anyway, it's horrible. When I seen both the blue waffle or whatever, and I seen the two girls, I was like, I was sick. I was like, oh Lord, why did I do it? Oh Lord, someone can tell you when the kid is being mean and rude, just tell them Google these things, okay, or tell them their mama's a vampire and that's why she bleeds. Okay, scare them. Anyway, I have a different way. I have a different way of retaliation because I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to physically harm anybody. But this is jail, fines, lawyer fees, the humiliation of being publicly shamed because the story is all across the news, whatever. Girl, this next time, don't beat the kid. Just be like, your mama got anyway. Stupidity. Okay, stupidity is a tree that a lot of people sit under, and the shade from the stupidity tree makes them do stupid shit. Two Louisiana women arrested because why? Their mother-daughter fight in with an infant with a fractured skull because they were fighting each other. I said no. Why y'all fighting around a kid? Okay, it said the police were alerted to a domestic violence incident, okay, on May 27th. 39-year-old, is it Dashika? Disheeki. Is it Dashikia? Anyway, Dashikia McDowell, okay? The police said Dashikia got into a fight with her 22-year-old daughter, Jada. Okay, they had a verbal argument at first. Okay, and so the two was using household objects to hit each other. Okay, Jada picked up her infant daughter in the middle of the fight. The child was then hit and had a skull fracture. So the mama, the grandmama, both jail. Okay, put that baby in foster care. Because who picks up a baby during a fight? Like, why would you want to pick up a baby during the fight? Okay, that don't make no sense at all. You're fighting your daughter. Y'all using household items to fight with. First of all, I'm a firm. I've said before, if we gonna fight, it's gonna be some furniture moving around here. I'm tossing it, okay? But I'm not picking up household. I'm not tossing the fucking microwave at somebody. I don't have time for that. For what? Okay, but again, it said while the 22-year-old girl was fighting her 39-year-old mama, the 22-year-old girl picked up her own child, a baby. And in the midst of fighting with a baby, The grandma didn't stop to say, you know what, let me not hit my grandchild. And the mom didn't stop to say, let me not endanger my own kid. Again, stupidity is a tree that some people live at. So both the Shikia and the daughter Jada were charged with domestic abuse, with child endangerment, and second-degree cruelty to juveniles. Okay, they have it's a hefty bail. So one bail is $160K, the other is $105,000. Leave their asses in the jail. Okay, and I'm willing to bet my life by the look of their edges, they don't have that money. Okay, by the look of the daughter's bang edges, she don't have $100K for the bond. And the mama's pent up ponytail, she don't have the money for the bond either. If I got arrested right now, I don't have an extra $100K. So that ain't no shade, because I don't have $100K either to get, but I don't commit crimes. Okay. Now if they need 10%, I can do 10%. I can do that. But I don't have $100K. But I'm like, y'all, girl, just who picks up a baby? Girl, that's just dumb. Also, kids having kids, because the mama got pregnant at 17, because they're 17 years apart. Okay, they're probably more like friends. And now I'm a baby with a fractured skull. Girl, you beat their ass too. Oh, I'm like, what is wrong with people? It's weird.
Squatters.
I've seen this. Okay, it says Atlanta citizens speak out after squatters take over the daddy house 2 days after he passed away. They've thrown parties around there. Now, first of all, how do squatters get in the house 2 days later? Was they watching the daddy house, or then they was anyway?
Have taken over their childhood home just days before it was supposed to be sold.
Our Chase Howell spoke with a family who says the situation has been heartbreaking.
We going to party. You know what time it is.
From inviting people on Facebook to pool parties to posting videos on social media from inside this $500,000 home.
First of all, if you have the balls to be squatting in my dead daddy's house, I'm a burn the house down. I own the land. I'll sell the land. But I'm gonna burn the house down. And if you die inside, you weren't supposed to be there. Okay? Look. Child.
One family says squatters have taken over.
It is a nightmare. These videos and advertisements are so far reaching that we received a call this morning from someone in Florida that said, hey, seen your dad's property on the internet.
Lisa, Kevin, Marcus, and Marlene grew up in the home. They say it was just last week their dad passed away. And not even 48 hours later, the squatters came in like thieves in the night and took over their childhood home.
It pisses me off tremendously.
How many squatters in the house? I just want to know how many bodies is finna be on my record. Okay? Because if I walk up to my parents' house that they paid for lock, stock, and barrel, okay, and you squatted and came around here, I'm finna get the case. 4, 5 of them.
After learning about the squatters, the siblings called the police, and according to the incident report, the people inside the home supplied a lease. Then later that same day, Kevin went to check on the house and was met by a group of guys.
They started making threats against my life, and one of them told his friend to go get something. And
you want to play? You want to play? Go get yours. I'm gonna come get mine. Go on in there. Go on in there and get what you gonna get. And when you come back out here, let's play chitty chitty bang bang.
He came back with a rifle in the doorway. He didn't point it at me, but they made threats against my life and made it known that I might not walk out of there.
And at that moment, some kind of way, gasoline poured all around the property line. Some kind of way, a match flew across the grass, and whoosh, the whole house was ablaze. No one who was inside the house can make it out. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what happened. I went to my daddy's house, child, and it was some strangers in it, and God set a fire, a ring of fire.
I went up to the front door to see if anyone was home for an interview and to see the lease, but no one answered. A little later, I saw a car pulling out of the driveway, and I met them in the street.
Do you live here at all? You don't? Do you know who does? Are they home? Okay, because I'm trying to get a hold of them because people are trying to say that basically they're squatting in the house. Do you have the person's number that lives there? You don't? All right, do you want to go on camera to talk about it?
Because they the squatter. Or they fucking the squatter.
Hearing my father's voice.
Marcus says he's frustrated, not only as one of the homeowners, but as a lawyer. He says he's heard about cases like this, but never thought it would happen to him.
It's infuriating to see people in that home destroying it and partying and inviting other strangers.
Set the house ablaze. Okay? You own the property. Rebuild from the ground up. Set it on. Burn it up. The house will burn up.
To that home.
And as we were sitting around talking after the interview, Lisa received a voicemail from the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office.
He now has 3 days, so not including the weekends. He has until Monday to make answer.
Yes, DeKalb County. Yes. That's how I feel.
In DeKalb County, Chase Howell, 11.
A squatter.
Let me tell you like this, okay? When you are legally renting someone's space, I saw because if the dad was a landlord, okay, let's say that there was landlord. Once the daddy die, and we come around here to see what happened because daddy dead now. The house is ours. Let's see the lease. Is it a real lease or a fake lease? Okay. If it's a real lease, we have to still have a conversation. You can't threaten your landlord with guns. And if you are renting a house from someone and they die, their estate now owns the house. You know what I'm saying? So even if the daddy, may he rest in peace, even if the dead daddy was a landlord, you can't then threaten his children who are coming to see what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? So, period. And if you are not legally in the house, if you just knew the daddy was dying, daddy was sick or whatever, and daddy gone, and then you came moved in, we finna squab it out. Okay? We have to fight. If I pull up and you want to pull your piece, I put mine. Look, it's gonna.
Yeah! They squabbling out there now. Yeah!
We fighting. It gotta go down. I'm just saying. And if the house happened to burn down,
that's suspicious.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's weird.
I don't know what happened, Your Honor. I don't know. I went to the house and I told them I smelled gasoline, and I looked, and it's a gas powered lawnmower in the garage, and I had seen a little trail from the garage, all around the house. I don't know how it happened. I don't. My daddy was dying, you know what I'm saying? We paid a kid from round the way to mow the lawn. I'm thinking the kid didn't know the gas was leaking around there, and he just let it went around the whole house. And then I smoked cigarettes, okay, through my cigarette, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, and I was done. And they say, all it takes is a little spot. I tossed my cigarette, Your Honor, and the house was like, boom. I don't know what happened, Jesus. I don't. Not at all. Okay. But again, to me, I think because this is my thing. When it's a real lease, you're not threatening no one with guns. And when it's a real lease, you're not trying to offer folk to stay there for a low price of $2 or whatever the fee was. Those were people knowing, Mr. Johnson died. May he rest in peace. But we know Mr. Johnson had a good old house, okay? And so if we move, because he gone, now he dead. If we get in there, it's ours. Because why? We can be squatters. But nope, here come Jaylee with a lighter and a cigarette. You better run, bitch. Okay. So luckily or hopefully, because they said at the end how the DeKalb County said, the people in the house have 3 days to show that they have a true legal lease. Because we reaching out and they not responding. We reaching out and they not responding. So they have 3 days to do that. Them folk gonna be evicted. And asses will be beats. Okay. I'm just saying sometimes you gotta be somebody's ass. Okay. Now I don't. We talked about fat people in the beginning, okay? Because the lady said the kid got fat and she couldn't fit on the airplane, and she beat him up, and now she's in jail. Well, a 334-pound man who was too heavy for. Now, first of all, let's just be honest, okay? Now you keep for the super chat. The dad was sick and hadn't been in the house, right? And they knew. They knew. But back to this plus size man, okay? Let's have an honest fat person conversation, okay? If you are over 250 pounds, let's say if you over 250, most rides don't want you on them, okay? By law, okay? Some rides have a 300-pound weight limit, but if you just don't do it. Okay, don't go around there at all. So if you are a good 334, you are too big for any slide at Disney World. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. Okay, you suing because you were fat and got on the ride that wasn't for fat people and you got hurt, sir. That's your fault. Okay, a Florida man is suing Disney after he say. Okay, the water slide at Blizzard Beach left him with serious injuries. Okay, Eugene Strickland says he weighed 334 when he rode the downhill double dipper. Now, first of all, if you fat, you should not want to ride anything that goes downhill because the heavier you are, the harder you go down. Okay, I'm just saying, the heavier you are, okay. So getting on the downhill double dipper back in 2021 was a stupid decision. Okay, it says the industry guidelines suggest people over 300 pounds should not ride solo water slides. Okay, but the rule wasn't posted or enforced. However, I don't need a sign posted above my stove to know to not touch it when it's hot. Okay, I don't need to see a sign above anything telling me what's dangerous. Wanna know why? Because I'm fat and I know. He fat and he knew. He knew. Now I say again, the rules were not posted, but all fat people know this. That ain't no secret. So Strickland claimed the ride speed caused his inner tube to slide out from under him. No, sir. Your weight going down a slide made your tube get, it wasn't just the speed, it was also your weight. Okay, it was both. It was both. Okay, again, he claimed the ride speed caused the inner tube to slide out from under him, slamming his big body onto the hard plastic slide. He's suing for over $50,000. Said the tube he said the tube was defective and the ride was unsafe. The impact left him with permanent injuries, scarring and disfigurements. And the Disney knew the ride was dangerous. You know what? No, you know what? Look, I think most amusement parks feel like, this ain't for you. I think sometimes they be eyeballing it and they're like, okay, you don't look heavy, but you know your weight. And you should ask, what's the weight limit? 300? I'm about 335. I shouldn't get it. Yeah, don't do it. Like, don't risk your life for nothing because you could have died. I'm not gonna go parasail. I'm not gonna parasail. For what? I don't need a weight requirement sign posted for me not to want to do certain things. Okay? I won't do it. I feel like I've seen those inner tubes flip on small people. Because but if you're a smaller person, it's not as much damage because it's like fun. But sir, you gotta get burn marks from sliding. You gotta get stuck a little bit, okay? But I mean, first of all, he won 50K, whatever. But I just feel like you can't blame the ride. I feel like is it a common knowledge that most rides won't allow you on? Girl, Rasputia told us, girl, the weight limit is 300 pounds. And she lied and said she wasn't that big, but she was. Okay, but I just need we've all seen Norbit. Rasputia told y'all, don't do it. They seen a bitch come down the slide, child. She damn near died and killed everybody below her. Okay, it is a reason they say if you are a bigger size, it ain't for you because you could get hurt. But we also have to know, hey, sometimes we just have to say no. Okay, I don't want to go down the slide today. Hell no. Look, I'm scared of heights in general, but I'm not getting on anything that could no. Nope, I'm not supposed to be up in the air. I'm supposed to be on the ground. Okay. look. Yeah, let's see. What did she lose or lost? Big Dang came and went. Whatever happened to her? Let me Google it. Big Dank lawsuit. Did she lose it? I feel like they probably gave her some. They probably gave her $2. They probably settled for 15,000. Girl, take this 15K, leave us alone, and get out of our face. I don't think she got what she thought she would get from it, but yeah, child. You can't be fit. Look, we don't fit everywhere, and that's what it is. Okay, now let's get to my regular thing because I don't want to be too long, and I've been talking too long. Okay, and I don't want any sad stories, but this one wasn't. Well, look, the reason I pulled this one up was because people love making it seem like dudes don't be crazy. And when you try and leave them, they don't do crazy things. The whole Diddy Kandi situation. So it says mother of 10 killed after allegedly being ambushed, shot 12 times by who? The kid's father. They were together for 20 years. 20 years together. He was abusive. And they tell you that's why sometimes even if you try to stay or leave, it's crazy.
With the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
The family says they never expected the father of all but one of her kids would be accused of killing her. Jason Miles is live from the Harris County Jail this evening with this exclusive interview. Jason.
Yeah, the family says this relationship was far from perfect and that Davidson, who would have turned 40 years old next week, was simply trying to move on from the suspect when he allegedly ambushed her.
And that's the kicker, okay? People love saying, oh, just leave. It'll be okay. And sometimes when you try to leave, they go cuckoo cuckoo.
Mother's Day balloons and other items now mark the spot where 39-year-old Colencia Davidson was shot and killed a week ago last night. The mother of 10 and TDCJ Corrections Sergeant had just gotten home from a night out with friends when investigators say the man in this surveillance video shot her 12 times before leaving the scene with a gun in his hand. They quickly identified him as 44-year-old Thomas Saunier,
the crazy nigga she was married to, or at least with.
Estranged father of all but one of Davidson's children.
It was a shock. I never would have expected to get that type of phone call.
Cousin Sandra Davidson, who says Colencia was more like a sister, spoke with me on behalf of the family.
She loved her children. Her children were her top priority. Everything she did was for them. She was a good, positive person, laughed, got along with everybody.
Everybody except for Saunier, who she was with for some 20 years.
They had a tumultuous relationship during that time.
Officials describing it as toxic during a recent court appearance.
What would you say to him if anything happened?
Die slow in the prison. I hope your food got glass in it. I hope your toes get gangrene and fall off.
Why?
Davidson says Colencia recently got a promotion at work and would even do food deliveries on the weekends, all in an attempt to permanently sever ties with Saunier.
Because I always say to people, it's easy for someone to say, hey, just leave. It's easy for someone to say, why stay around? Now, after 20 years together and 9 children, okay, to kill her first of all, it shows how he was an abuser at heart, wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? Had they said, oh, they fought a little bit in the beginning and then they got better, but it's like, no, crazy niggas do crazy shit on any given day. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that this is an example of what happens when a person tries to leave. Again, if we've been together 20 years, we got all these kids or whatever, and I'm done. You kill me, child. I hope your prison sentence is long. I hope all the food in prison is stale and nasty. I hope you only have spoiled milk and your stomach hurts all the time. Because you killed her and you took the mama from 9 of your kids. That's the fuck. So again, when folks say, why not just leave? Sometimes leaving can kill you. This is a prime example of sometimes when you try to leave and when you're leaving and you're gone, it kills you. And it meaning the crazy who don't know how to walk away and be, to their self. Period. Now I'm like, and even I wonder how the kids at least got to be 20 or younger. And if it's 9 of them, and 9, well, she had 10 kids, so 10 kids, over 20 odd years, you probably still took the mama from kids who aren't adults, who are like teenagers or younger. So I hope he rots in prison, and I hope his balls fall off. Okay, because I'm like, what's wrong with you? And sometimes you gotta punch a nigga in their throat. So again, I'm just saying, sometimes people who like to judge, that's an example of sometimes what leaving. Even with Cassie left, and what happened to her in the goddamn in the hallway. Okay, look, y'all take a little second, okay, and like the video and stuff.
You're harassing me.
Officer.
Yeah, she was using me like dating me.
her back. Okay. Now the last crazy story I want to get into, because the people over there in New Orleans is still looking for folk. Okay. We know we had a whole conversation about the 10 inmates who escaped from the prison in New Orleans. I think only 2 of them were left. Well, one of the 2 that were still out here free, okay, Antoine Massey, he's ruining the whole family, okay? He is one of the 2 out of 10 who were left that still escaped and stuff, okay? Now, one thing is I think his sister was arrested. His sister was arrested. I think a girlfriend was arrested because people is helping him.
Massey's sister is the latest known relative of an escapee to be booked into jail as an accessory.
You know how much of a person you have to be for you to escape prison, and then you end up getting your family arrested while you're free.
Killet reports investigators also believe that Massey's romantic partner is involved.
These guys have to get money, clothes, food, transportation, because they had none of it when they left.
Deshanae Massey, booked on suspicion of helping her brother Antoine evade law enforcement after he escaped the Orleans Justice Center earlier this month.
He's been free since May.
She is now one of 12 people officially booked into jail for alleged collusion. Fox 8 legal analyst Joe Raspani says it is often family members help suspects hide from authorities.
They are almost always looking to family members or close friends or girlfriends to help them out. And it's what they do. It's why it's so easy to find them usually close to home.
Look, if someone I loved escaped, I would be like, bruh, go back. Just go back. Cause you're not gonna live. No, who wants to live life on the run? I know Beyonce and Jay-Z thought, on the run tour, that was some bullshit. Okay, it wasn't real. No one should want their family or friend or whatever to stay on the run. I would be like, even if it was DJ, I would think, well, first of all, DJ would never get arrested. But if it was someone who I care for, my advice would be, no, I'm gonna take you back, because you're not gonna get all of us wrapped up in your shit, okay? Or once they catch you, it'll be worse.
Because that's where those people are.
Police say a woman romantically involved with Antoine was also implicated. They say she called police multiple times, telling them Antoine was at his sister's house. Court records reveal
I'm snitching. he over there.
Police had already begun surveilling Deshanae's home on 4th Street. Investigators searched the home May 21st, but say Antoine wasn't there. Detectives say they also searched Deshanae's phone and recovered messages between Antoine's partner and his sister. They say the women shared press releases and agreed they hoped Antoine never gets caught.
Now, why would y'all do that?
Raspani says people often don't consider the consequences of collusion.
People don't think about those things when somebody's running out of jail that they care about, and they say, please help me.
Police say they also discovered that last Monday at about 5:30 in the evening, Antoine's alleged partner shared a live location with Deshanae. Police say it was later deleted. Investigators spoke with both women later and uncovered Massey was at Deshanae's home that same day.
You all are going to jail. It is not worth it. So that's one thing. So his sister's in jail. The girlfriend was snitching. Okay, then you had the family. Okay, the mama and the grandfather and the auntie begging.
As that reward increases, so do the pleas from family members of Antoine Massey, now asking him to turn himself in.
Because you know why? Because since he's free, and since the police feel like he's going to reach out to them, they're being watched. When you are a felon who escaped from prison, the police and them is watching your family. So I can't sneak off and do shit because they think I'm helping your ass.
WGSU reporter Elizabeth Kubel picks up our live team coverage.
Yes, the mama just got out not too long ago. The mama was in prison. So again, it's a prison family.
And Elizabeth, you're hearing from Massey's mom and grandfather, both with a passionate plea today.
I am, Gina, passionate and emotional. They desperately want Antoine Massey to turn himself in, and they are hoping that he hears this exact message from them.
Hey, Antoine, this is Mama.
Antoine Massey's mom pleading directly to her son.
Antoine, I'm begging you, son. I'm broken. Please get in touch with Reverend Brown, your grandfather, your 18s, your sister, somebody, and turn yourself in. I need you. I cannot do this, son. I can't.
Because she know her son may end up dead. Because if you are a felon, armed and dangerous, as they want to say, okay, and you're out, they could kill you. The police could literally shoot you. Because she really don't want you killed in this pursuit to get your ass back in jail.
I love you. Please.
Is that reward in?
She talked over the phone as other family members, including his grandfather, made that same emotional request in person.
If you out there, your children, you got two beautiful babies, man. They need you bad. Your little son is asking for his dad. He don't know where you may be. And I don't want to keep on wondering where you may be. If I saw you anywhere, man, I would go with you to jail. I would be there every day if you needed me to. Just please give yourself up, son.
Family members say they have no idea where Massey is or could be right now after deputies say he was one of 10 inmates who busted out of the Orleans Parish Jail almost 2 weeks ago now.
Now, his auntie, where's she at? His auntie, right here yelling at us, and I don't know why. Ma'am, who you talking to?
Right now, our family is going through. You niggas is opening up old wounds that we are trying to bury. We are trying to bury them. Y'all making my nephew out to be a monster. He is not a monster. Is Antoine a problem child? Of course. Anybody who know us know that.
So if anybody who know y'all know he's a problem child, what you want us to do?
Has Antoine been a problem since they fucking won? Yes.
So if he's been a problem since day one, what you want us to do? Okay, that's a police problem, a prison problem. We don't have nothing to do with that. But when you are on the internet claiming, yes, he's always been a problem. He's always been a bad kid. Well, ma'am, he's not supposed to be free.
But how did he get that way? Y'all know how he got that way. From watching his father get executed in front of him, but he's not the only one that it done affected.
Now, ma'am, I can fully understand you saying, oh, the kid witnessed something horrific at a young age. I get that. But there are many people, you know, Malcolm X's children saw him murdered in front of their face. There are many people, many kids who witness horrible stuff at young ages, and they don't use that to become problem children and problem teenagers and problem adults. And you can't make it seem as if because he experienced something horrific as far as seeing the daddy killed as a youngin', that don't mean grow up and become this.
It affected his sister. It affected his mama. It affected all of his siblings. Do you understand what I'm saying? It affected all of them. But this is his story with it.
Did y'all get him in counseling? Once y'all recognized from day one that he was a bad kid, then started dedicating. Did y'all put him in counseling, get him some help, some therapy?
His sister right now is locked up and incarcerated from allegedly helping him.
Ma'am, his mama was in jail. He was in jail. The sister's now in jail. It sounds like it's a problem of the family.
Allegedly helping him.
Ma'am, they had a text to prove the helpage.
She ain't been right since she seen the murder of her father. I need for y'all to lift this family up in prayer.
For what? He escaped prison. His sister wouldn't be in jail if he didn't escape prison. You would not be yelling into a camera on the internet if he did not escape prison.
The Taylors, where y'all at, man? Do y'all want to relive this shit again? Y'all still ain't healed from my brother death. Y'all still ain't healed from his death. And y'all gonna watch this shit go down in national TV, bro. I'm trying not to get upset because I've been crying all day.
You've been upset all day, girl. Anyway, the auntie was acting a damn fool. Cool, fine, whatever. Then this fool, I said, nigga, what? He posted a live on social media. Now, first of all, let's listen. Now, it looks as if someone recorded the live, and so we're watching a recording of the live he put on social media.
I'm one of the ones that was let out the GC.
Sir, you were not let out. We saw y'all running out. If you were let out of prison, where is the let out of prison paperwork? Because when a person is let out of prison, it's paperwork. So even him saying, I would let out of prison. Who let you out? If you let yourself out, that don't count.
That's it. I'm one of the ones that was let out the GC. What I want to talk about today is as far as why I was in Orleans Parish Jail. I was in custody for almost 8 months. All right, 6 months, something like that. I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic abuse involving strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for.
So, okay, so domestic violence and car theft, felon.
Okay, but before I was in Orleans Parish, I was in a jail called St. Tammany Detention Center.
We don't care about the other jail you was at. Why did you escape prison?
All right, St. Tammany Jail here and St. Tammany Parish. There's two different parishes, Orleans and St. Tammany. Okay. Today, what I want to talk about is that I was on second-degree kidnapping, second-degree rape, domestic abuse, battery involving strangulation, domestic abuse, battery, violation of protective order, right?
The only way you can be arrested for violating a protection order is by violating the protection order. Meaning, if you went around there when you wasn't supposed to be, even if she invited you over there, you still violated a protection order.
That's it. I'm over here. Her name is Diamond White. That's her name. This is a district attorney drop form, right?
The fact that to me, this showed that he was in contact with old girl. Because why would he have the drop form of the charges unless he got it from the girl?
The ones that was here, and she's not a child; she's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman. This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false. All allegations against me is false. I was nowhere around her or none of that during the timing of the date, which was November the 10th of 2024. Okay, so I was in St. Tammany, right, and I was on a regular domestic charge, right. So they put a parole hold on me because I was on a domestic charge. So that being said, is that once that occurred,
who kitchen did you in? Like who? First of all, who went and got him new clothes? Who went and got his hair twisted? He got jewelry on. Sir, you are a felon.
And the charges was refused or whatever. They shipped me to Orleans Parish where I had more open charges. Was the death of the motor. Her name was Diamond White. That's her name. This is a district attorney drop form right here. And she's not a child. She's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman. This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false. All allegations against me is false. I was nowhere around her or none of that during the timing of the date, which was November the 10th of 2024. Okay, so I was in Centennial, right? And I was on a regular domestic charge, right? So they put a parole hold on me because I was on a domestic.
Meaning, I was already in trouble before. I was already on probation parole before. I got arrested and were taken to jail, so they put a parole hold because if you come in contact with the police at all while on parole or probation, they lock your ass back up. Meaning you still was in contact with the police, hence lock you up.
Domestic charge. So that being said, is that once that occurred, and the charges was refused or whatever, they shipped me to Orleans Parish where I had no open charges. Was the death of the motor and the domestic abuse battery involving strangulation. So once I got in Orleans Parish jail, all right, I have from the district attorney's office this woman who they say that I initially raped in another parish and in Orleans Parish, the same woman here. It's not different females, it's the same grown woman, not a child, a grown woman. Okay.
Do you have is it children involved? Like, why keep mentioning children? Do you have other charges against kids?
She did the same thing in Orleans Parish, right? Correct. I'm about to show you how the system is corrupted. Okay, she did this, right? Saying all allegations against me is false. And she even saying it, she let her know the truth that I never did this to her. I never hit her. I was nowhere around her, nothing.
So you mean to tell me that this lady accused you of doing all these bad things, then said, Your Honor, I'm lying. If she admitted to lying, she would have been arrested. Now, even if you forced her to recant her story, you still was a person on parole or probation who got arrested.
She got mad and thought that I was dealing with another woman. That's why she did what she did to me. You know what I'm saying? Another thing too, once I got into Orleans Parish, I was there for like a month or something like that. Okay, a lot went on as that time progressed. Okay, if you an innocent person and you know the judges and DA know that this person is saying that all the charges that you're on that you did not do, why was you still in jail?
Because you are a parole person. You are already. I feel like he's trying to play encyclopedia. He's trying to play move the dots, connect the dots. I feel like it's weird. Even him saying, because this is the thing, if the charges were dropped, if the girl said she never did it, she never said it, once they filed that paperwork, you would have gotten out for those charges. You were in there for a different reason. He's trying to trick y'all. Just saying.
Louisiana have the highest incarceration rate in the world.
Sir, your whole family has been in jail. Now you keep with super chat. Someone's been in that kitchen. They're gonna snitch. They're gonna snitch on him. But I feel like even him saying how high the prison rate is in New Orleans, let's not act like you already were not in trouble for other things. When he said I was on a probation hold, what that meant was you were on probation for other stuff.
For putting black people away. Yes. At the end of the day, in my younger life, I'm not gonna lie, I was causing problems. I was young. My daddy got killed when I was 7 years old. My mom had to raise 4 children by.
Is he the new Bishop Bradbury? Because they keep bringing up the dead daddy. Look, you can't use the dead parents as an excuse as an adult. You can't. You can't. And you can't also say that you are not a criminal anymore when you broke out of prison. If you weren't supposed to be locked up and you had this paperwork that proved that you weren't supposed to be in prison, why did you not just wait to get out? You chose to escape, which is a crime.
Myself, so I had to find a way to try to help my mother. You feel what I'm saying? But as time went on, the person that I once was, I'm not that person today.
You escaped last week. What do you mean? You committed a crime just recently by breaking out of prison. That's a crime.
That is not who I am. I have a 3-year-old son. I have an 18-year-old daughter that graduated yesterday, supposed to be. At the end of the day, that
I mean, suppose did she not graduate? Did you not go? Did you not see it?
that people don't understand that they see that I'm on the names. I have a heart. The innocent person, no need, no dad. At the end of the day, I am a good person.
Your auntie told us your ass is crazy. Your auntie told us your ass is crazy. Your actions have your sister locked up. Your mama crying on camera, your granddaddy crying. Sir, go turn yourself in.
So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne.
Meek Mill? Lil Wayne?
Young boy, Donald Trump.
Trump, not Code 45.
Asking for these people, I couldn't even get a lawyer. I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence while I was in Orleans Parish jail.
Don't they have free lawyers? What's it called? A court appointed lawyer? How were you able to get in? This is the thing. You were able to get in contact with people on the outside to help you break out, but they couldn't help you get a lawyer. They can help you get a court-appointed lawyer, because if you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you. So miss me with the bullshit, sir.
They say that I broke out. I didn't break out. I was let out. My name is Antoine Massey.
Who let you out? Where are your let out paperwork? Y'all, I know for a fact if someone is either in jail or in prison, when they let you out, there are literally papers you have as proof that you were let out of prison. They walk you out the front gate. You don't run out the back door at night with 9 other people. So who let you out? The judge? The bailiff?
The guy who said that I threatened him with a shank, the maintenance guy. How could I threaten you with a shank? If you can't come around me, you're a maintenance. You cannot come on the tills without a deputy being behind you. Because if they just let you on the till, you could be persuaded to bring drugs or anything like that nature. So how can I threaten you to jail you? And why you didn't notify the people, the police, that if I did threaten you, you never did that? Like,
you bringing up the alleged shanking of the maintenance worker means you are one of the people who escaped out the hole in the wall.
You flat out lied on me. No need, no dad. At the end of the day,
Look, this is a reason to why people sometimes need to be in jail. Okay? Because he's on here asking for help from other felons. Child asking Lil Wayne, Meek Mill, Code 45, the young boys or whatever. It's crazy. Now, because he was on live, the police found that house, but he wasn't there. Okay, it was a 10-minute long video. I couldn't find the full one. We could watch. Okay, but again, they still don't know where he at. But I'm like, I would never let someone record themselves in my kitchen when they are on the run from the police. Everyone going to jail. What is wrong with you, girl? Anyway, Let's see, my thumbnail people. The thumbnail people. Well, let me get Cameron. Cameron be aggravating me. Cameron to me has always been a problem. I feel like he's always been a rude, disrespectful person towards people in general. Okay. But he had a podcast. And I always say people who are shitty people have these popular podcasts and it aggravates me. Okay. He was talking to one of the male escorts who was with Diddy and Cassie, and this was his questioning.
How was that pussy though?
I mean, bro, even if it was fire.
Bro, was the pussy good for family? Let's stop with political shit. We was Harlem time, my nigga. You 39th Street on 40th. Was the pussy, how was that pussy, my nigga?
Asking a male escort how the vagina of someone was forced to participate in these acts is insane. It's completely insane. Even if he wanted to know that, why would you ask that on camera? Even if he was curious, if he no one else wanted that information. I don't know if anyone since this whole thing have came out has said, I wonder how Cassie Coochie was. Like nobody that's you know who asked that kind of question? A person that would do that to a woman. The only person that asked, I know she was forced and beaten up and stuff, but how was her head? How was it good? People who ask those kind of questions are the same people who participate in those kind of actions. Okay, so I just want anyone. So if you see Cameron around here, yes, I like the song "Old Boys" and back in the day, but nope. Because sometimes you have to know, like, how good the sex was don't matter. If the person who was going through it was being beaten up and passed around from male escort to male escort, like that don't even matter. So I just need y'all to be and the dude was like, he never really answered the question. Like he was like, I couldn't really get into it, you know what I'm saying? Because Diddy around there is baby oil, it's cat, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot going on. So I'm happy he did not feed into discussing how Cassie was as a lover. Because none of this is about that. It ain't even how good the sex was with the man. And I just need grown men to be grown men and not be these immature, just disgusting psychopaths who are minimizing the trauma that she went through. Because the thing is, not only is it, look, Cassie had it the worst, but at the same time, these men who was with her should feel horrible because they now should feel like, well, damn, in a way, I took her cooch from her against her will. I was a part of her trauma, and that itself can be trauma for them if they did not know she did not want this. So I feel like even though she had it the worst, the male whores, now may have mental issues about what they did, and they did not know they were doing. So Cameron asking that kind of question, fuck Cameron. Okay, today and forever, because that is a dirty question to pose to anyone. Okay, he gets on my nerves. Okay, Nikki, I need attention, Gilbert. So we know that she had been the child apologizing to Tory Lanez. And when she did it first on the interview, she got some backlash. Well, she came out again talking shit. People will underestimate you based on what they think is impossible. That's not my business. My business is to go forward and with faith and focus. I'm taking a few weeks away from social media to fast, pray, resets. Okay. I am very excited about what the next few weeks will bring, and I can't wait to share more. In the meantime, drink water. In my business, before you maybe end up having to apologize publicly like I did for Tory. I feel like if you would have telling people to mind their business because you make the decision to apologize to a person in jail for shooting a woman, it shows the kind of person you are. So as much as we don't like Cameron, I also don't like Nikki Gilbert. Okay. You did not have to apologize to that little boy. Okay. You could have sat and ate your food and minded your business the first time or the second time. Okay. Instead, you come around here trying to, in my opinion, garner up hate interaction because you know that folk gonna see what you said, they're gonna be upset. Okay, so you're saying things that you know will get attention to you because you want some attention. So yes, take a break, go away, get reset and all that shit, praise that and bloppy bloop. But when you come back, don't say no dumb shit. Okay, don't say no dumb shit, girl. Get out our face. I can't because you don't have to say nothing. That's the get you. There is no proof that Tory didn't do it. Wanna know why? Because Tory ain't sit until Tory say Kelsey did it. Until he say we were all drunk, it was dark. Kelsey had the gun and I wrestled it until he says what happened, he did it. And so anyone trying to defend someone and say sorry to someone who won't out their own fucking ass mouth say what happened, you guilty. So Nikki, go sit down. We don't care. Tom Girardi, Erica's not her daddy. Erica's husband sentenced 7 years. Now, first of all, he not gonna live 7 years. Okay, because he already has like dementia. He has health issues. He was around there stealing. They said over 15 mil he stole. Okay, was using the law firm money to fund their lifestyle. Okay, so Tom Girardi got 7 years in federal prison. He had to pay over $2 million restitution. Okay, again, he stole money for like a decade. A whole Ponzi scheme. I'm a lawyer. We're winning lawsuits. We win the lawsuit. The money comes to us. I spend it. I spend you. Okay. So yeah, he's going to prison, but I'm pretty sure he's going to die in prison before the 7 years. I just don't see him doing well in prison. I don't. Erica, girl. Once he die, she won't inherit nothing from him. But I guess she'll be free. So yeah, he's going to prison. Bow Wow. Bow Wow is a prime example to me of someone who was famous as a kid. They're now because he's an adult now. He's an adult for sure. But I feel like he is a lame individual. I feel like he hasn't matured at all. Like men who are these party all the time. My life's a party. I feel like is lame.
Fat. I'm like, yo,
Well, he was on live and someone called him fat. I'm like, so he's not fat. So I don't know where that came from.
I'm an actor. Like, y'all do know, like, I be having, like, put on, like, if I have a role to do, I'm going to get fat. Like, it's a reason. Like, I'm not just getting, if I got to get fat, it's a reason why I got to get fat.
But when you're not fat. Two, what movie have you been in? Bow Wow's last movie. Was it Roll Bounce? No, he was in the Tyler Perry movie. He played Byron. When was that? Bow Wow. Bow Wow. Movies. Bow Wow's last, I'm nosing. He was in Medea's, what was it called? Medea's A Big Happy Family in 2011. Okay. He popped up in Fast and the Furious 9 back in 2021. That was a real small role, okay? But I feel like Bow Wow not fat. He isn't. So that whoever called him fat was just being a hater. But I'm like, sir, you can't make it seem like you have to gain and lose weight for movie roles. You're not an actor like that. You have been in movies here and there. You was in like Mike. Okay, you had lottery ticket. You know, the roll bounce. You know what I'm saying? You had a couple, but you are not an actor who is changing up their body to look different for different roles. That's not gonna happen. And if you are dumb enough to have someone convince you to get a bit bigger for some role, for what?
Like, don't call me fucking fat and don't know the facts. Like, I'm now back at my shit. Now nigga cut up lean. Hey, Melissa. Nigga popped up at Melissa.
What up, baby?
Like, yeah.
Even being on live, how old is Bow Wow? How old is Bow Wow? He's 38 years old. He just turned 38 in March. Okay, I feel like you even being on live looking for validation, and you are supposedly a rich, wealthy individual. Why are you? What does it matter? You're not fat. He's just not as skinny as he was as a teenager. If you look at how he was at how smaller he was as a teenager, he not gonna be that same size. It's called grown man weight. Well, he's a grown man now, but he's not fat. He's just not lean like he used to be.
Yeah, the fuck. We'll celebrate this shit and shot o'clock.
I also don't like people who take shots out of Bears cups.
I deserve it. Niggas play with me too long. Y'all don't understand how this shit feel. They
don't clap at me.
Play with me too long. You not like you ever understand? This is why I'm going live, because I'm gonna really pop my shit. When I go, it's gonna go. They play with me too long. That's but that's like anybody. You got that job, that bitch, like whoever. When you feel like they're playing with you and you finally reach that level of success and you taste that shit, you gotta. They call me fat. I'm like, yo, I'm an actor.
Anybody would, y'all like those shot glasses? If you don't swallow that shit.
Like, y'all do know, like, I be having, like, put up, like, if I have a role to do, I'm gonna get fat. Like, it's a reason. Like, I'm not just getting, if I gotta get fat, it's a reason why I gotta get fat. Like, don't call me fucking fat and don't know the facts.
If Bow Wow don't come out with some movie in the next 2 years where he's fat, he's a liar. If he don't come out with some kind of movie within the next 2 years where he's a fat person, where he's bigger, he's a liar. Period. Okay? But Bow Wow said, I'm an actor, I'm doing stuff for roles, leave me alone. But we will leave you alone. But we're going to leave Bow Wow alone. Okay, he is an actor. He's getting movie roles and he has to gain the weight. Okay, he gotta gain the weight and stuff. DDG is out here, doing work for the prosecution because all the stuff he's saying will be in the lawsuit about the person who got hit. So we know that him and his entourage, there was an altercation. And was it called DreamCon? It was called DreamCon. The event this past weekend, and his entourage, I think it was his brother, physically assaulted someone on camera. Okay. Now he first tried to lie and say to Kai Sinat, oh, it was a skit. It was not a skit. Okay. Now he's on live saying this.
I was in there. If I was the nigga that was going to be, if I would have been the nigga that's doing something, it wouldn't have been just that. Nigga nose would have came off. I would have super cannon punched the nigga. Like, I wouldn't even know that. I'm chilling, bro. Like, I know these niggas probably like fans for real. You feel me? I had a clear shot. I just didn't do it. I'm too smart. Why would I? It's not that deep. It's not that deep. My brother said, hey, I want to say something to this nigga. I said, go ahead, nigga. If I was in
lawyer. Do y'all not know when shit happen, you should not say nothing? Okay, you should not say nothing, even if you were not the person who swung and hit. You were on camera walking with him, saying, "Yeah, go get him, go check him." Which my lawyer would say, he sucked his brother on me. He told his brother, "Come get me. I am traumatized." Okay. For you to then go on a live and say, "Well, if I had hit him, it would have been worse." But my brother wanted to go check him. You are giving all of the ammunition to the lawyers. And also to say I would knock someone's nose off doesn't help in the allegations of you being physically abusive towards Hallie. If my child's parent accused me of being physically abusive, assaultive, which is not a word, to them, you would not catch me in any kind of physical altercation. You would not catch me discussing me getting physical with other people at all. Because Hallie, take this clip to the judge and then show the judge him saying that when he hit people, he's violently aggressive with it. He's so stupid. And he deserved whatever consequences come for his stupid ass actions. Okay. Also, Kandi Burris. So Kandi got a little bit of a backlash. Okay. Then we know the Caucasian people got out of prison. Okay. The Chrissy people had got out. Kandi had posted, "Congrats. I'm so happy for y'all. I promise y'all, the moment I saw her post that, I said, I can bet people gonna be upset." Because some people still feel like, they shouldn't have gotten out. I knew Kandi publicly saying, congrats and blah, 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 blue. I said, watch folk gonna be upset. And sure enough, on social media, it was reposted. Oh, Kandi, why? Oh, she, blah, blah, blah. Kandi said, bitch, what happened? Why y'all mad? Okay. She said, what's the problem? Todd and I were cool before he ever had legal issues, meaning Todd. I'm happy that him and Julie are out of jail. What y'all so pressed for? Me being happy for them, it has nothing to do with my political beliefs. I will say this in Kandi's defense. Her saying, I knew them before the whole court shit happened. I was happy they got out of jail. I do believe you can be happy that a good thing happened to somebody, even if the good thing that happened to them is unfair. Because they did what they did. But again, if those are your friends and whatnot, okay, if those are your friends, I don't see an issue with saying congrats. I just would not have said shit publicly. You want to know why? Because of my public image. You know what I'm saying? Because of my public image. Now, She didn't say, y'all are innocent. Good. All she said was, congrats for being home. I'm happy for y'all. So, I see why people, I knew people would be upset at her saying it. And I understand why some folk felt that way, but she didn't say good, y'all, she didn't say anything as if y'all were innocent, good. She didn't say, yeah, go for. She didn't do any of that. But Kandi should have never made a public post and said congrats. You know what I'm saying? Send them a text. Okay, send them a bouquet of flowers. And to me, that's not even her being fake. Because I don't think she is a supporter of those who support Code 45. I think Kandi sometimes just don't be paying attention to the temperature. You know what I'm saying? Because Kandi is technically, she's far removed from people who are against Code 45. She's not concerned with a lot, in my opinion, because she's in her own bag. So I don't think she is even aware of how upset people were at the Caucasian ICE getting out of jail. You know what I'm saying? But again, if her point was before, because I think a lot of folk liked them, the Chrisleys, before this happened. I didn't know them, but I know when it happened, a lot of Black people were shocked because I think they watched the show. I didn't watch the show. So again, if they were cool before, I mean, it is what it is. But Kandi girl, I would have never said it publicly. Never. Just to avoid, folks who do feel like if you are supporting them, you're supporting Code 45, and it's that whole thing. Okay, so Kandi girl, put the phone down. Don't say nothing else. Okay, don't say nothing. Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, now y'all know Megan and Carl Crawford, who was the owner of 1501, the old label. She was on. They had a big back and forth court battle. Blah 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 blah. Well, Carl, was he trolling Meg? Was he trying to be nice to Meg or whatever? Now they have since not squashed. Their legal issues have been settled. Okay. They reached a whole agreement or whatever. She's out of that contract and whatnot and blah blah blah. But Carl was on social media, child, because he got some plaques because of Meg.
God is good.
Meaning I made money off her. I have all these plaques.
Hey, shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. Sorry about that little rough patch we had to go through. RIA just sent me my new plaques.
Because I don't think he's getting any plaques for any other artist, to my knowledge.
I know they hate to see it, but it is what it is. I'm about to go hang these motherfuckers up in my new studio. Thick 1501 shit. All right.
So he's not. And the captain said, "God is good." Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. We had a little rough patch, but real ones always push through. Just got my new RIAA award plaques in. It's a blessing to keep growing and keep building. Appreciate the journey. Appreciate the lessons. Time to hang these up. Blah 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 blah. I feel like it's people. You know what's funny? I have never heard a fire alarm beeping in my house or my mom's house or my parents' house or my. Put this some batteries, girl. It only beat when it's a fire or some smoke or whatever. But with Carl, I feel like I seen a snippet of Carl's interview with Evelyn, and he had said that when he had the label, he didn't really know shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give him like a little 2%. Oh, okay, because he did not know what he was doing. However, he still fucked me over. You know what I'm saying? So I guess what we can say is at least he's acknowledging the success that she brought to the label. Okay, him saying, "Oh, we had a little rough patch." Okay, or whatever. So I don't think he was trolling per se, but I do feel like, sir, give her extra check, send her some money, send her $2 because you owe her for all of the plaques that you have, because all of that is for stuff that she did. He ain't got no plaque for nobody else. He ain't got no plaque for nobody else. Mama D and them. Now, child, there was some event that Mama D was at, and I believe Drew was there performing. It was some summer event where Mama D happened to be there, and so did Drew. And so Mama D called or announced Drew coming up.
Come on, Drew. Yes, Drew. Yeah. You know she got her and Porsha. They got some mess going on. I don't know what's going on with Porsha this season. Check. But she approved of Drew for taking her hot dog made. I don't know why she think Drew want a hot dog made.
Mama D, was Mama D drunk? Child, Mama D talking about, come on up here. Drew, Drew album is good. Drew performing. So Mama D, as Drew's flagging up, her saying, I don't want her on Porsha. Porsha think Drew want her hot dog man. Drew don't want no hot dog man. I said, girl, the fact that folks still call him as the hot dog man is hilarious to me. Okay. So Porsha saw what was said, okay, and came and commented and said, Dennis has one baby mother and well established, okay. Money with great artists on his record label. Put that tooth in, and he just might sign you. Mama D love ya. I said, no, when Mama D cuss your ass out, okay, when she cuss you out, leave Mama D her loose tooth alone. Now, Dennis also commented and said, I love Scrappy. I don't speak bad to anyone's mother, and I respect my elders, so I'm going to be quiet right here. I feel like what Mama D said is true. You was acting like you was acting like Drew wanted Dennis, and she don't want that man at all, okay? And that was Mama D's point. So Porsha, stop being a hit dog hollering. But if Mama D come and cuss Porsha out tomorrow, we will fully discuss it, okay? And that means Mama D watch Atlanta Housewives, and they're all in Atlanta too. So it's a whole thing. And plus, if Dennis is now into music, I'm not finna beef with Mama D. What can they have me beefing with Scrap? What can they have me beefing with people musically? Okay, but I'm like, girl, Porsha, shut up. But I'm like, why you people leave Mama D alone? We know Mama D crazy, and she may have been drunk. It's probably she was drunk. Who else on my thing? I did Kandi. I gotta get it because I be forgetting. Was it almost done because I told it it's gonna be 2 hours or less. We did Cameron. Okay. Let's do. Don't want to do Offset now. Oh, let's do Cardi. Oh, also Porsha. Was talking. This season of Housewives of Atlanta, Porsha has been running from her truths. Okay, but while on one of her lives on YouTube, she had this to say about Kelly.
I'm looking forward to this reunion so that we're all going to be in the same room. We don't have to worry about Kelly trying to talk over everybody and be the moderator. She seems like she does the best job she can, but we don't need that from her. We have a real host, which is Andy, and Andy is going to be able to move through the conversation and let people speak who need to speak.
Now, Kelly is loud. Kelly's voice is very, very loud, for sure. But Porsha, girl, shut up.
And my biggest focus will definitely be for each person to be heard. I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to truth, you got to hear all sides. And I feel like the audience watching this season was confused about a lot.
Because you was lying about a lot. You were deflecting a lot. Okay, you were projecting your aggravation with Simon onto Drew. So I feel like Porsha's still trying to deflect away from her being a flop this season and making it seem as if, well, because everyone else, Kelly, was talking loud or talking over people. You know, girl, no, you ain't do shit. You ain't say shit.
Right. I mean, y'all definitely were confused and upset with me, and you're confused as you see, you know, other people and their actions and things like that. And so I just feel like this is the perfect opportunity to bring all the truth to the reunion.
What is crazy is Porsha made a whole YouTube channel and then did not tell her own story. She did not express her own truth. She did not show whatever Bravo did not show. I feel like if Porsha wanted to be honest, she would do that on her YouTube channel. When Kandi would speak on it, they would talk about every episode, and then they would talk about what we did not see. So, girl, miss us with the bullshit. So Kelly responded, okay, finally, now Andy, please get this girl a harness so she can finally sit down and answer these questions, because Porsha was always jumping up and running away. So get her a harness. Boom. She can get up and walk away and not answer questions, okay? Because there will be no peach passes at the reunion. Someone will finally hold Porsha accountable. I hope so, because she's a running to track star, okay? Look, I love the fact that Kelly has now stopped sucking at the teat of Porsha, because to me, on the show, it was a lot of, you know, tit sucking. Okay, it was people, you know, sucking up to Porsha for no reason. So we will see what happens when they film and air the reunion. Also, let's do. It was only a little bit of Diddy stuff, because the rest is just Cardi being them. One child, I said, now why are people in court acting crazy? So today was day 15 of Diddy's trial, and stuff. Because, and even though this is, to me, this is the third full week of actual testimony. Okay. But child, before the jury came in, some crazy lady, child, jumped up. Daddy, these motherfuckers are laughing at you. It ain't a fucking game. They're coming after you. I'm like, why? Now, of course, they had security put her out. Okay. But I feel like the child. Women who are supporting this man is weird to me. No one is laughing at Diddy. We are appalled at what he's doing. No, this isn't a game. And no one's coming after him except his victims. So whoever the lady was, okay, she's a crazy person. And Diddy did it. Diddy did it. I said it. Diddy did it. Now, the one thing that came out today, they were talking to the security guard who got the $100,000 for that video back in 2016. Now, the crazy thing is, he was like, yeah, after the incident, KK, you know, the Christina Quorum, kept calling me, kept contacting me, because Diddy wanted the footage. He said, I kept saying no. I kept saying no. I kept saying no. She kept calling. She kept calling. You know, Diddy wants a video. You know, it's going to ruin his career. You know, it's going to be bad, bad, bad. And then she called him and put Diddy on the phone. Okay. And said, Diddy said, oh, you're a good guy. You know, I can help you. You know what I'm saying? This could ruin me. I really need the video, okay? If it gets out, it can ruin my career. Dude said, look, I don't have access to the server room where it's at. I can't get the video, okay? I can't help. He said, Diddy said, look, I got faith in you, okay? You can figure it out. Okay. Dude then he went to his boss. Okay. I went to my supervisor, Bill Madreno. They say, hey, Diddy asking for this video. Okay, this is the hotel staff people. Okay. He said, I went to my boss and said, hey, he keep calling, he asking for the video. He said, my boss said, I'll do it for 50, which he took as his boss saying they would give Diddy the video for $50,000. Okay. So he called her back, who then the security guard called KK, who got him in contact with Diddy and Cassie. Diddy had Cassie say, I also wanted to go away. I don't want it out. It'll be embarrassing to me. Yeah. We want the video. Okay. So Diddy wanted the copies and all of this. So what they did, child got everything. Gave them everything. So the dude ended up, they also signed an NDA. The NDA was saying if the footage ever gets out, they would have to pay $1 million. I said, bitch, what? He paying $100K for the video, having them sign it. That's really the only reason no one saw the video before now, because they had an NDA that was worth $1 million. But he said out of $100K, he gave the $50K to his boss. He gave $20K to someone named Elias, another guard who was there that day, and he kept $30K. He said he bought a used car in cash. Okay, he did not put any of the money in the bank, or he did not report it on his taxes. I'm like, girl, illegal shit all up and through. But the fact that the supervisor wanted $50K, and dude said, well, fuck, if you want $50K, I want 30. And because it was, they had to pay off everyone involved. So the supervisor, the security guard, and then him. So all the ones who seen the video. And I'm like, they're building a case showing Diddy was an illegal enterprise. Because when you're paying people off to not tell or show evidence of your illegal activities, jail, prison. Child, it wasn't worth the money. I don't even feel like it was worth the money, because now it's, all these years later and y'all still in some trouble. Okay. Jamal Bryant, Cardi B had posted a picture of her, and it was her, Wade, and the baby blossom at Target. Jamal Bryant went and made a public plea. Please boycott Target. They have betrayed our community. Okay. We have spent about 12 mil. We spent about 12 on a day there. Yeah. Now look, I am boycotting Target. Okay. I like Target. I do. They have the chops, beef sticks I love for my protein. Okay. But I can't go there no more. But I also feel like some people still shop at Target and they just buy the black brands, or they just don't shop at Target that much. If Cardi posted herself at the Target late, maybe she just, I had to run Target. Maybe I'm not shopping there all the time. Okay, leave me alone, Jamal. Jamal, go preach somewhere. Okay, and again, some people boycott me. They just not going to Target all the time no more. They're not going every day. But if I need something that's at Target, I may run there and get the black brand toilet paper. Okay, or whatever. I don't know. Okay, separate from that. Now, yesterday, I feel like Stefan and Offset was kind of back and forth, and I forgot to discuss it yesterday. Because Offset had posted this, today I passed, okay, and someone throwing a ball across the room, and then after that, you see Stefan posted him catching the ball. I said, bitch, if you tossed your wife aside, I caught her. Okay, so I said it's a little bit of them, like it's a little petty back and forth, Okay, Stefan, is it Stefan or Stefan? I think it's Stefan. Is it Stefan Diggs? I don't know. Anyway, he seemed to be with the shits. Okay, and he seemed to be kind of fun, so that's what it is. Okay, then, okay, Offset sent a little threat. Now, someone had posted, what is this picture at? Someone had posted a picture. Now, I don't know who posted the picture. I don't know where it came from. Okay, but someone posted a picture of Wave, who was Cardi and Offset's son, and they put it side by side with Stefan Diggs, and they have the same braids. And so folks was on social media saying, "Oh, look at this! Oh, look at this!" And so people were saying, "Oh, Cardi being petty and getting her son hair braided exactly like her new man." Now, I don't know if either picture is real. I don't know. It could honestly be that Wave saw the braids and liked them. I don't know. We do know kids see athletes and want their hair like that or whatever. I don't know. But somebody on social media posted this and then made the rounds. Okay. For all we know, either picture can be fake. Okay. I don't know. Offset then posted before he then deleted social media. Now when somebody, DIE from playing with my son, then called me the crash out. I don't care how I look, trolling with my kid ends bad. Now again, it was social media people who had posted the picture. It wasn't Cardi. Okay. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my God, Offset, he gonna crash out. He gonna crash out. But I don't see Cardi, because the picture, let me see if Cardi, is the pictures on here? Let me see. So this is the picture that Cardi had on her IG yesterday, well, late last night. And you see Wave has like locks. So Wave don't even have the hairstyle that folks had posted, okay? But it's her and Blossom and Wave in the Target, okay? So I'm like, first of all, you know what I'm saying? She didn't like recently post that picture. Hey, my cubby Jordan, how you doing? Looking all good. This is off. Did Offset really? Did he really leave? He did. Because I saw his page earlier, because I got a picture from his page earlier. So Offset has since deleted his social media. I gotta go. So he at least deactivated his social media. He said, I gotta go right now. I don't want to be here. Okay. But again, I can understand him, like, don't put my kids in the bullshit. I can agree with that. But if your son like the braid, what we gonna do? But you ain't sink the kids, so I mean, what you gonna do for real? But then Cardi was on, and I could not find. It probably was on Twitter. She be on Spaces sometimes. I couldn't find the full thing, but she saw folk trying to call her a whore, and she said this.
It is so crazy. I don't understand how I was a hoe. I was married for 7 years and I was faithful for 7 years. Before that, I was engaged for 3 years. Everybody know that I was engaged to somebody that was in jail. I feel like I've been married for a very long time. You don't see stories of me being a whore and being a slut and being this and that. Just because I was a stripper, I wasn't fucking niggas. Just so many mean things that, like, it's like, oh, I'm popping out with somebody to get other people mad. And like, I'm playing a certain type of game. I don't think people realize the motherfuckers popped up with a new significant other before me.
Meaning Offset was posing and being posted with another girl, before we saw Cardi with Stefan Diggs.
I was having a good day on New Year's, and motherfucker pop out with their shorty on New Year's. I didn't rush to find somebody to pop out. Like, oh, where are you popping out with somebody? I'm gonna pop with somebody too. I was single September, October, November, December, January, February. I was partying. I was learning myself. I was crying a lot. There was nights and there was days that I felt like it's like it is so crazy. I don't. Oh, this guy got caught doing something. Oh, blah blah blah. It got to the point that like my label, they just came to a meeting like it's like, yo, we have to find her a therapist. Like she's going cuckoo. And I did therapy. I decided to have my baby and everything. And it's just like when it's the end of something, it's literally the end of something. I don't know what these men wanted me to do. Y'all wanted me to get a disease or like literally put a gun in my head because I was so depressed. Like this man probably would like somebody could stab me. And this man probably will still do something with them. It's just no type of loyalty, no nothing. And for people to think that I'm popping up with somebody, like to be spiteful, like, oh, try to teach somebody a lesson. I was single for a very long time. They popped up with somebody first. These men don't even realize that person posted their significant other first on their page. You just don't peep it because y'all don't give a fuck. I give a fuck when I do it. Y'all don't give a fuck about when they do it. I don't think people understand how tired I was. I was mentally... Oh, this guy got caught doing something. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It got to the point that, like, my label, they just...
Her point is, get out my face. Her point was, I was sad and hurt and, you know, and I took time to heal. I had to go to therapy. I didn't pop out with somebody to be spiteful. I started dating someone after I, you know, say, had my time to heal. So, again, because we had that whole conversation yesterday. Let's see if they had any more, what she said.
I do not understand why I'm getting so much disgusting hate from men. I'm even being called a by men. Like I'm literally getting called a and all type of by men. And it's like it is so crazy. I don't understand how I was married for 7 years and I was faithful for 7 years. Before that, I was engaged for 3 years. Everybody know that I was engaged to somebody that was in jail. And I've been famous for a very long time now. And I feel like I've been married for a very long time. You don't see stories of me being being a and being this and that. I was a stripper, but just because I was a stripper, I wasn't I always had a man. For some reason, I always had a man. I feel like Libras always have a man. But just that and just so many mean things that a lot of people been saying. Like, it's like, oh, I'm popping out with somebody to get other people mad. Y'all saw me. I was not popping up with somebody. They popped up with somebody first. These men don't even realize that that person posted their other significant other first on their page. You just don't peep it because y'all don't give a
And they don't. Okay. But yeah, I'm proud of Cardi. Okay. Offset. Okay. Move on and move on and move on. Anyway, y'all. We are at 2 hours, and I told you I am not going to be doing a whole bunch. We're not going to hit 3 hours. We are at 2 hours, and that's it. So I am done, okay? I hope y'all have already liked this video, okay? Make sure to hit the share button. Share the video, okay? Subscribe. Watch last night's live. Go watch my Housewives of Atlanta live, okay? And now we have more content up tomorrow, okay? So more than likely, I will be live. I'm going to try to go live every day this week. So tomorrow at 9 p.m., when I'm home from work, okay, we will have another live conversation about whatever that's going on. I don't know what we're going to discuss tomorrow, but it's going to be something, okay? But look, make sure that you like the video, okay? And y'all be good, and y'all be safe. Okay, and don't be out here acting no fools in these streets because it's warm outside now. Be safe, y'all. I love y'all. I gotta go. Bye.